All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about Delaware, and you probably know this state for one big reason. I mean, it's literally printed right on their license plates. Yep, the first state. It's one of those classic bits of American trivia, right? We all kind of know it. But have you ever really stopped to think about what that means? That's really the big question we're tackling today. Why on earth was this tiny state so determined to be number one? And how did that one single decision end up changing, well, pretty much everything? It all boils down to one specific day, December 7th, 1787. See, on that day, Delaware's leaders gave a big yes to the new U.S. Constitution. They were the very first state to do it. And this wasn't just some symbolic pat on the back. It was the first crucial step in turning this radical idea for a new government into a real thing. But how they made this decision is just as important as the decision itself. This wasn't some long, messy debate. Nope. It was fast, it was decisive, and it happened at a place you'd probably never expect. Just look at this timeline. It shows you how incredibly fast they were. The Constitutional Convention finishes up in September. Then, boom. Just a couple months later, December 7th, Delaware ratifies. They beat their huge neighbor, Pennsylvania, by just 5 days. You have to remember, in 18th century politics, that was basically moving at the speed of light. And this is what I love about history. It happens in the most ordinary places. This massive nation-defining vote, it didn't go down in some fancy marble statehouse. It happened in a local tavern in Dover, Battell's Tavern. You know, just a regular meeting spot for the community. And here's the kicker, the part that's just wild. The vote was 100% unanimous. Every single one of those 30 delegates voted yes. And that unanimous vote wasn't just some local news. Oh no. It was the first domino to fall in a chain reaction that would literally build the United States of America as we know it today. Delaware's confidence, it turned out, was contagious. Delaware's quick move created this incredible momentum. Pennsylvania jumped in right after, then more and more states joined the party. By the very next summer, June of 1788, they had the 9 states they needed, and the Constitution became the official law of the land. But it all started with that one bold move from Delaware. To really get their thinking, you got to look at the old system versus the new one. So, under the Articles of Confederation, which was kind of the country's first draft of a government, the big states like Virginia and Pennsylvania called all the shots. It left small states like Delaware feeling pretty vulnerable. But the new Constitution, it offered an amazing deal. A strong central government, sure, but, and this is the crucial part, it gave every single state equal representation in the Senate. For Delaware, that meant security. It meant a guaranteed voice at the table. It was a deal that was just too good to refuse. And this craving for security makes total sense when you look at their history. Before it was even a state, this patch of land was home to the Lenape and Nanticoke peoples. Then it got passed around between the Dutch, the Swedes, and finally the English. I mean, Delaware had this long history of being pushed around by bigger powers. So joining a strong union where they had an equal vote, that was their chance to finally control their own destiny. It's still the second smallest state by area, yeah, but now it's home to over 1 million people, which really speaks to its stability. And that incredible decision they made, it is far from forgotten. Every single year on December 7th, they celebrate Delaware Day. It's a day to remember that pivotal moment when their small size actually became their greatest strength.